All right, the power of momentum. So we're going to get into this podcast as usual. Wrote something up, but I have to make a point before we get into this, and a couple things. First, head to the lostartofdiscipline.com and pick up the Lost Art of Discipline audiobook. It's $2.95. Pick that up. It's yours essentially for free. Second is this notion of what's the point? So we get into trouble when we ask what's the point. So like you have a goal with work, you have a goal with training, with diet, all that stuff. And we're in this kind of, obviously, a society where we expect results quick and fast, and if we don't get them, we get discouraged, which is not how accomplishment works. Accomplishment takes time, and it takes momentum. So when you ask, when you're sitting down to do a task, like say this podcast, I could sit down and say, what's the point? But the point is that you set out to do it, and whatever you set out to do, you do. And success, achievement of any kind, takes momentum. It takes time. And when you do good work for a long enough time, you will get results. You will get the accomplishment that you crave. But too often, we don't see results quick, and we ask, what's the point? And we give up and move on to the next thing. That's why you never achieve anything great. So, let's get started. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. Thomas Edison. Great quote. The market determines whether or not what we're producing is good or bad. But just because something doesn't immediately jump at, or someone doesn't immediately jump at what we're providing, doesn't mean and cannot mean it's the end. Momentum is one of the most powerful things that we rarely see or even are aware of. It's a force we control, and we control it monotonously and persistently by doing good work for an extended period of time. It's not something we ever truly realize until we win. In my experience, it takes 18 months of daily, purposeful work toward an ideal. It's measured in growth, be it in sales or the growth of a following, an email list, even praise from new followers, clients, whoever. It's never that clear that it's happening either, which is why so few ever see the fruit of their labor. They quit before they allow it to be realized. So how are you going to know that what you're doing will work? How am I to know? We have to have a brain. We have to be able to decipher failure, to learn from it, adjust, and continue forward. It's never a straight path, but it's always a lot more simple than we allow it to be. Success, that is. You find something that interests you and that you're at least somewhat good at, where you know you can get better at, and you put out the best product, work, creation that you can. That you can put out, and you keep doing it. You do not look at what someone else is doing. Something that looks easy, profitable, and quick. You stay the course. In training, you do not jump from program to program. You methodically do what a good program says until you see the momentum in the mirror or in the numbers. You do not try to save everything all at once. You merely put a bit away every month, invest in the right things, and watch it compound. Momentum will bring you wealth. You do not try to change your lifestyle all at once. You make small, simple changes and then add to them. And before you know it, you're living as the man you want to be, giving the world a better human rather than a leech. If you give up or quit or shift to something else, your momentum is lost and you have to start this process all over again. Again, I use myself as a cautionary tale. I had one of my websites getting 300,000 followers every month like clockwork, sometimes more. which brought in a ton of leads and customers and grew the business completely organically, which is rare. I took my eye off the site, and both sites actually. I started doing other things that I was told to do by other people who do not share my values or intentions with my business. The site now doesn't crack 100,000 visitors a month. The momentum is stalled. I'll get it back, but don't take your eye off the goal. Don't look for something newer, shinier. Do the work, do it every day, and wait for momentum to present its results. Get after it.